Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Powertime Practice here at Pillai Center Practice YouTube. Welcome to everyone who is joining for the first time, and those of you who have been coming to these weekly calls to find out what the latest and greatest teachings are with Dr. Pillai and how to prepare yourself to receive spiritual blessings and who's going to give them to you. So my name is Sucharita, and I'm very happy to be serving the community here in this way where we can talk about the power and the energy behind time. So time is going to go by, but the energy is what we want to feel that is shifting our lives, our perspective in life, so that we move into more of an uplifted state. So as time goes by, the Vedic tradition, there are celestial events that are going on. Just like in our lives, we have events going on like births and deaths and everything in between, marriages, all the different rituals. If you are participating in any of your religious rituals that mark these time periods in our lives where there's an evolutionary step internally, spiritually speaking. So like baptism or Holy Communion or confirmation, marriage again, and so on. So this is part of life. And if we can tune into the cosmos, we will tune in to a really unique energy, unique in a way that it is for us. So how do we know we're evolving spiritually? Because no one can tell us what's going on inside. We can only show the way. Dr. Pillai's teachings are always teachings that will turn something on inside of us. A light will go off, or it will go on inside of us. And the way we look at the world will shift, because whatever is happening internally, then that is going to manifest as our thoughts, our words, our actions, and so on in life. So the guru comes, or the spiritual master comes, to give us the tools and then give us the skill set to be able to navigate our life. And then when the path is clear and we can see it's all lit up, and we can see from inside of us what we want to manifest: joy, happiness, feeling like we're very comfortable in life and we're not in any need of anything, and we're able to help other people. So there's a special cosmic event that's going on. Right now, it's Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. Welcome to this new year. Whoa, where did 2020 go? It was a COVID year, and it will continue on. However, we've learned from these past 10 months or so, since we've been in various stages of lockdown throughout the world, and because of the pandemic, and what it has done for us, especially on the spiritual path. We already know what it's doing for everyone else, economically, financially, spiritually, relationship-wise, health-wise. So it's really tumultuous for most people that we interact with, because it's an uncertain time and we don't really know what the truth is. We don't really know what the outcome is going to be, and how much longer is this coronavirus going to hang out and impact all of the different areas of our life that are so important to our survival, for one, and then also our ability to evolve into more enlightened and prosperous and joyous beings. So we have another year that's kicked off, and there is a power time that's coming up in about 10 days, and it's called Hanuman Jayanti. And Hanuman is a monkey-headed being, and he is an impossibility buster. And so what happens with this Hanuman Jayanti means birthday, or the birth of Hanuman consciousness into the earth plane. And then just like we have birthdays, we, well, maybe not so much in COVID, but we gather together and we party with people, we celebrate, and so on. And so with Hanuman Jayanti, this particular Hanuman is called Panchamukha. And mukha means face, and pancha means 5. So there are 5 faces of this Hanuman. And each face represents a really incredible energy that we don't really need to control it or need to know how it all works out. It means that these 5 heads are representing this. The first head is Hanuman, so he has a monkey face, and he can bless us with courage and strength and protection and help us to manifest our desires. We always have these desires. We have these dreams, these unfulfilled dreams or unfulfilled wishes. And we wish that it would work out. We can't figure out how come it's not manifesting. So that's why he's known as the impossibility buster, because he gives us the courage, the strength, the bravery to keep facing our disappointments or failures, because like any successful person that has ever lived on the earth plane, they will tell you that they failed way more times than they succeeded, but their success was because they learned from each failure. So we don't want to see failure and success as in keeping score. We just have to keep going. So Hanuman, one of his faces is that which will give us strength and protect us from negativity and help us to manifest our desires, because we'll have the courage and we'll feel brave. And even when people say, no, it's not going to happen. So Hayagriva's face is the next one. And Hayagriva means, the throat. And then the Haya means the horse. So it's horse-necked. Avatar of Vishnu, and he can bless us with intelligence and knowledge. He's actually the guru of Saraswati, who is the goddess of education, knowledge, wisdom, and so on. Music, creativity, arts, and fine arts. So Narasimha is the third face, and Nara, it means to have this face of the Simha lion. So lion face or lion man face. He's the avatar of Lord Vishnu, who wards off evil spirits, destroys enemies, and fulfills the wishes. Again, this is representing an energy inside of us that perhaps needs to roar like a lion and to feel that king of your own jungle. So Vraha is the fourth face, and Vraha means a boar-faced avatar. And if you think of it, it has this snout and then the tusks, and then it will bore into the core of your problems. It will really get to the root of the matter. So that form of Vishnu can grant wealth and power, good luck, and good opportunities. Don't we all need that? And then the fifth face is Garuda. And Garuda is the divine vehicle, or Vahana in Sanskrit. And it is the vehicle of Vishnu, where he saves you from poisonous bites. So any poisonous attacks, whether that is from a snake or some poisonous bite from maybe like bees or wasps, where you're allergic and then you get bit by a bunch of them. I had that happen a few years ago, and I thought, oh my God, I was digging in the garden and I stirred up the nest and they just attacked me. They bit right through my gloves, and I thought, oh, wow, it's super scary. Not that the sting isn't so bad, but when it was multiple, I think I had about 10 on my hand, and the rest of my body had bees up my shirt and everything. And I was like, oh, never want that to happen to anyone. So, but that can be poisonous to people who are hypersensitive or they're allergic to the bites. So anything that can bite you energetically, so backbiting, people who are talking behind your back and they're biting with their thoughts and with their words, gossip, things like that. So Garuda is this eagle-faced kind of bird man, and then he is going to help you to come out of that, solving health issues. So anyone who has health issues, long-standing chronic issues, and you've had so many tests and you've tried so many treatments and nothing is working, Garuda will find a way. So you might be introduced to natural courses of medicine or therapy. Maybe you do a combination of allopathy, naturopathy, or Ayurveda. So It might be something that you didn't even think about, and all of a sudden it seems to be that's where Garuda is pointing you into that direction to go get the help that you need. So he also ensures all around prosperity. So these are all forms that are associated with Lord Vishnu, and also Hanuman is associated with Lord Shiva. So Vishnu is the sustainer or maintainer, protector of all our manifestations. He's the money god, as Dr. Pillai shares. And then Lord Shiva is that being who is the head honcho of all the divine beings in the Indian tradition. And he is considered to give prosperity and enlightenment. So it gives us that balanced Shi and Va is the masculine, feminine. It's also that ability to be in that moment where you can be in this world with one foot in the world, so to speak, and then the other foot is you're tapping into the spiritual realm, and then you're bringing that energy, that intelligence, that knowledge into your everyday life. So it's like you're in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. So there are services that are offered through Pillai Center and Ashravet, and we want to make sure that if you feel like you have done everything in your life to help you to come out of your harms and hurdles, or to help you to manifest something that is completely impossible. And like I said, you've been diagnosed with a chronic problem or issue, back pain, any kind of pain in the body, or you have diabetes or something that's gone on for a long, long time, cancer. It can be a blood disease that you're just like, what is that? And you've tried everything to overcome it, and there's just no way out. And so when we knock on the door to the party of Hanuman, then in this 5-faced form, Panchamukha, and you get all those blessings coming from those different aspects of those beings. So it's a royalty yoga as well for Hanuman. And you can, if you participate in these services such as fire labs or special offerings that Hanuman loves. So he loves rice pudding offering on his birthday. It's kind of like, what's your favorite cake that you love? And you just enjoy it when you're celebrating with people who are honoring you on your birthday. And maybe you like a triple chocolate cake with fabulous ice cream on top and sprinkles and so on. Maybe that's your favorite dish, or maybe it's not even a cake, maybe it's a steak. Whatever it is for you, that's like Hanuman. He loves his rice pudding. So when we give him a rice pudding offering at the power spots that have been designated for this spiritual energy to come in from the cosmos, it's beaming in, and we're beaming up to it. So we're aligning like a divine Wi-Fi connection. When we get a good Wi-Fi connection, we are super, super happy about that, because then the speed of the internet is awesome and we can communicate however we need to do that online. So we're online and we're aligned. And that's what we want to do for Hanuman, is give him what he wants. So it's this power time to receive the courage, strength, and protection and blessings of Hanuman. There's a royalty yoga for Hanuman's blessings to accomplish the impossible. And that, again, is going to be January 12th. And I believe that's IST, so India Standard Time. So Dr. Pillai says, Hanuman can do things that are humanly impossible. Hanuman is still very much alive, and each archetype comes alive at a certain period of time. So Dr. Pillai goes on to say, during this time of celebrating Hanuman's birthday, Ashravet Pillai Center has planned several offerings for Hanuman. So to get into this communication with this archetype. So we're tuning in, we're aligned with the divine, we've got a strong connection, we give him what he wants, and then what happens, he gives us that courage and victory. So he's this archetype of immense power. You can see this image behind me. It's a Panchamukha. This is a little one here. Unlike Obama, I'm holding on to my little Hanuman. He had a Hanuman statue as well. So there's the 5 faces this particular Hanuman, and he can fit into the palm of my hand. So as Dr. Pillai says, you can hold on to these smaller images, or you can have a larger statue like the one behind me, and then you can feel the energy. It's like your touchstone for getting into alignment. So he's considered as the 11th Rudra, an avatar of Shiva, and he's capable of accomplishing anything besides being known for his valor, his strength, his courage, and pure devotion. Hanuman is also associated with incredible intelligence. So if you haven't been able to evolve spiritually and you are running out of energy, maybe you are going up and down, you feel these tremendous spiritual highs, and then these low, you just feel like you're knocked out. So Hanuman will help you to keep your prana, your life force, your energy up. As his father was the god wind, he was called Vayu. And so he's the wind god, and he's believed that he can give you the qualities of the prana. So wind is air, and prana is the subtle air. So the life force that is inside of us that animates our soul. So when we stop breathing air, oxygen in mostly, and then carbon dioxide, among other elements that go, you move them out, the gases that you release from the body. So it's that's part of your breathing, and the lung breathing, and the breathing that helps get the oxygen to the heart, and then the heart pumps it to the rest of the body parts. So beyond that is a subtler air, and the subtler air is so super subtle energy that keeps the soul animated. It helps the soul to breathe. So as we get on the spiritual path, we want to feel that teacher inside of us. So Hanuman is that teacher who will help us. He will birth that ability, that skill set, if you will, into us. And for that 365 days, then we will have that somewhat of initiation, whether you are going to be participating or not, or whether you participate in the Pillai Center Academy courses that are honoring Lord Hanuman, and Dr. Pillai gives us spiritual initiations into that archetype. So if you haven't done that, you might want to check those courses out in Pillai Center Academy, or you may want to consider participating in honoring the birth of this prana, this life force energy, as you go on your spiritual path, and you're chanting mantras, and you're doing all these meditations, and you're participating in these courses, initiations, and you get so high. But then after the call or after your session, you're just like, oh my God, I'm so knocked out. So Hanuman will keep you strong. He will keep you physically strong, and you will be able to move that prana, that wind, that life force, the subtle air through your nadi channels, just like our nervous system has all this wiring from head to toe, and the circulatory system, all the blood vessels are wired. We're wired from head to toe with that. So we have a subtle system, all these different nadi channels, and they need to be cleared out of any negative congested energies that we've absorbed. And then we feel this bioelectricity going on when we get into Hanuman's grace and blessing, having birthed him into ourselves. So we get the blessings on his birthday, and it's a 24-hour power time when his energy is abundantly available. So then you are filled up with it, and you work with it thereafter for that 364 more days until the next birthday, give or take a few days. So when you're blessed by Hanuman, he can revive your spirits, so make you to feel uplifted, make you to feel energized, and fill you with unconquerable courage and strength to attain success in your endeavors. And I believe we did a power time call or a practice here, this YouTube practice, with Hanuman as he was stepping on Lord Saturn. Lord Saturn will listen to Hanuman, and he doesn't listen to anybody, not even Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva couldn't even escape him. You can review that Pillai Center practice YouTube. I believe it was about a month ago when Saturn when we were honoring Saturn, either it was for his birthday or he was transiting, something was going on. And then we had the image of the statue of Lord Hanuman, and he had his gadha, his big club. And that he was just saying, hey, I'm going to chill Lord Saturn. So because Lord Saturn delivers really tough karmas and we can't escape them. So what Lord Hanuman does is he says, I'm going to give you the strength, and I'm also going to put my foot on Lord Saturn and say, hey, this is my devotee. So let my devotee, my student, do what they need to do in their life, and don't be so heavy with the karma. So karma is there, but Lord Hanuman is the one who helps us to do the impossible. So it starts on his birthday, and there's 2 celestial combinations that can help you achieve financial prosperity. And who doesn't want that after the holiday season, when we've maybe overspent on gifts and so on, or doing whatever we were doing? That's what happens during this season. There are all these great sales, 70% off, and see, if you're like me, where you go, oh, I really need that thing, and it's like, no, I didn't, but it was so awesome, I got 70% off. So then you look at your credit card statement and you go, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have, but I did anyways. So he will he will help you to have that intelligence to make it back, to bring it back. So he'll open up doors and provide opportunities for you to increase your financial prosperity, means to do that, and then doors will open. So you can get high status, because he is this being who will give us the highest self-esteem, not the ego-driven self-esteem, like, look at me, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. It's more of that self-esteem of your spiritual knowingness, that no matter what is happening, you're going to be using your intelligence, and you're going to be guided according to this divine being who will give you courage, strength, the ability to do it, persevere, persist, find a way out. That's what all these archetypes are all about. And maybe that's why you're attracted to Dr. Pillai's teachings, because you're trying to find a way out. You can't see the way out. You've tried everything. So, and you've asked people, and it's just not working out. So these archetypes will do the miracles. And that's what Dr. Pillai's teachings of 2021 are. We need miracles. We had way too tough of a year in 2020, and pandemic is not going to go away. So we can't keep missing out on opportunities, or they have to be revealed, and the divine can only do that. So so what else he does is he helps you through your creative efforts. So he helps you to create. Most people don't know what they want. Most people are not sure of their purpose. They're uncertain now. Who am I now? I lost my job, or I lost my business, or my health, or my relationship is broken or broken down, and I need to get it fixed. So his energy will give you that intelligence, and then you will find a way out. And it will seem like it's impossible for everything to turn around, and it will. So there's you will be able to make the right decisions with confidence and competence. So you can be overly confident, and then you're in denial about other things as well. So you'll be competent when you need to be in that situation where you make very clear-cut decisions and everybody benefits, including yourself. So there's an auspicious combination between the queen planet, is the moon, and the luxury planet, which is Venus, in the sign of Sagittarius, and it's resulting in yukta yoga, which means yukta means prosperous. And it's an auspicious royalty yoga. So you're going to feel that royalty consciousness. You can't think royalty. And most of us are not born in a royal family. So, but you can experience what that can be, where you're just going and doing whatever you want to do, and there's enough money, and there are the people there, and people are looking up to you and asking you for advice, asking you to be a lead in the life, maybe home. So they come to you, and because they feel that you are like a king or like a queen, and you have a status in life, and you have this wisdom that is there to rule. So you don't take the back seat in life and listen and be a victim to life. So that's what this royalty yoga is all about. It's for a formation known for bestowing wealth. So most people don't know how to increase their income. They don't know how to even, besides their upgrading their resume, they don't know how to interview properly. They don't know how to get past all the competitors and rivals. So this is with the moon and Venus placed together in the sign of Sagittarius. It's a house of fortune. And because the Sagittarius is the natural 9th house, and that's fortune, luck, and grace house. And it's also ruled by Jupiter, which is fortune, luck, and grace. It's also guru, wisdom, and so on. So it's like where the cosmic events or the celestial alignment that is happening with these planetary beings are waking up that consciousness. So to have that royalty consciousness, to be a ruler. So there's going to be this wealth generation, this consciousness inside of you that says, go and do whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe you'll be wanting to invest, or you'll want to buy property, or something like that, to increase your assets or increase what you don't have. Instead of having that paycheck to paycheck kind of consciousness, you might be thinking, okay, I've got to invest. I got to start. You'll maybe go to a financial advisor and so find out a creative way to manage your finances and do it in a way that's very prosperous for you. So this energy, this intelligence will just go and say, hey, just go do that thing. And you'll just, why did I wait so long? So the second thing is the moon and Venus are sharing the sign Sagittarius with another royal planet, which is the king or the sun. And then the moon and Venus will be in the star Mula, which carries Bharana Shakti, the power to destroy. So what's so great about that? Well, it's going to destroy the negativity that's preventing you from experiencing prosperity, enlightenment. So this star energy, together with the planetary support, it further boosts this royalty yoga and helps you to receive the blessings of Hanuman. And he will destroy the obstacles, because it's like stuff comes out of nowhere. And we're just bowled over by our emotions. We make emotional decisions where we're not clear-headed, or we're wishy-washy. We're very uncertain. And who isn't during these times? We're fearful. Can't tell you how many people I thought were so courageous in life. But now, because of the pandemic, COVID, they have lost their confidence. They're fearful. They're anxious all the time, and they can't sleep. They can't eat. Or they eat too much, or they get distracted. They become discouraged or even despondent. So he will say, okay, enough of that. And he will bring that life force. He will open up the doors for you to get rid of your obstacles, and then come out of lethargy, come out of that, what's the point? And there is a big point to life. And because that's, as a soul, you came here to dump a lot of karma and to work through some things. You're just going to come back again and again and again. So we get on the spiritual path to figure out who is the energy behind the scenes in a higher state of being in the heavens. As it is above, so it is here on the earth plane. So he will help us to do the impossible again. Can't stress that enough. Whatever you feel like is impossible, or people have told you that's impossible, you cannot, you don't qualify. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just you walk into the bank like I have over the years, especially as a student. That was a big what? How did that happen? Because as a student, nobody has any money. And you need all kinds of signatures, people to co-sign and so on. And I went into the bank, and Dr. Pillai had said, okay, just chant this mantra. So I'm chanting the mantra day in and day out. And I finally have to go and get this loan. And I'm thinking, oh my God, that person's going to say no again. And I'd been turned down, like 5 other banks were turning me down. And it was so discouraging. And I just thought, oh my God, I have nowhere to turn. Nobody, no family, no friends, no nothing. And I was working, but it wasn't enough to pay for my tuition and so on, living expenses. So out of nowhere, this person who had said no before, they were not in the office at that time, or in the bank at that time in their office, and then someone else was serving me, and they were just saying, no, could you just sign here? And I was like, whoa, it just took my breath away. I was like, okay. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't say, well, why? Or I was just signing. And I walked to the bank and I did the happy dance. So that is the power and the grace and the blessings of this impossibility buster. So he helps you to accomplish impossible things. He helps you to overcome suffering due to Saturn's impact, as I mentioned earlier. He revives your spirits and fills you with unconquerable courage and strength, and he helps you to evolve to a life free of suffering. Now, suffering is going to be there, but you're going to be free of your attachment to it. So you're going to see it as, okay, this is a little bit painful, maybe emotionally, maybe mentally. I'm just really distraught or anxious. But you keep going, you keep pressing forward, or maybe you have pain in your body. And it's been so debilitating, but then somehow you feel like you have this energy or strength coming out of nowhere. So the suffering is there, but it's not really impacting you, because this is what the whole earth plane is all about. The Buddha even said it. Jesus said it. There's way too much suffering here. What the heck? So each of them said, hey, try this way, try that way. And so Hanuman is saying, hey, I got 5 heads. 5 heads are better than 1. Panchamukha are 5 faces. And so he gives the courage, the help you to come out of suffering, and also that ignorance. So you're ignoring the ways out. You're saying, no, I don't think I could do that. But it might be the way out. So of your situation, your harms and hurdles. So he also gives the highest intelligence, the willpower to be successful. And people measure success differently. So however that success may be for you, you don't want to wait. You want to see little successes every single day. So that's miracle consciousness. So these ceremonies are fire labs, again, honoring the different faces of this Panchamukha, the Hanuman face, Hayagriva face, Narasimha face, Varaha face, and Garuda face. And then there's Abhishekam, or hydration ceremonies, Puja offerings, which we're going to do here as we do our meditation, and elementalization. So there's going to be an element that is representing the earth, then the water, the fire, the air, the space. So these are the 5 elements that make up everything inside of us, and also everything on the earth plane, and also everything on all planes. So these 5 elements in various forms, from gross, meaning this is a gross level, the physical form, and then it's going to subtler energetic levels as well. So this will offer different items that represent each of those elements, and then you can feel that waking up inside of you will energize this Panchamukha statue behind me, which was initiated or energized by Dr. Pillai in Toronto, and it's many, many years ago, maybe like over 20 years ago, or close to that. And we were in Little India, they call it here, Gerrard Street, for those people who live in India or live in Toronto, or they visited, and then they say, where's Little India? It's a strip of stores and artisanal stores and really great restaurants. I'm not sure how open it is now with COVID, but so we walked into this store. Dr. Pillai had come, and he was visiting, and he was going to be doing an event. And he usually, in those days, he used to stay for a few days afterwards and hang out with some people, and do some special things for everybody here in Canada. So we always think he's coming for us. No, he's not. But he has compassion. He says, all right, we'll take you out for dinner or do something. So he wanted to go to Little India, and we went to this store, and they had statues like this big, it's like 2 inches or maybe 6 inches. And he goes, hey, is there a big statue of Hanuman? And, he has to be like this big. And I'm like, okay, that big is like a foot. And so I'm looking at these shelves, and they have all these little statues. And I said, no, Dr. Pillai, it's not. There's nothing there. And other people were with me, and they were all looking, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Dr. Pillai just puts his hand on this shelf and actually pulls it out of nowhere. it's a honking statue that's behind me. And then he goes, oh, this is the one. So it's coming from God knows where. And it was supercharged, energized, with various rituals throughout the years, these past couple of decades or so. And when I brought it to my place, oh, wow, it was just like Lord Hanuman had landed. And Dr. Pillai had empowered it and then shared how to continue to empower it so everybody can benefit from it. So there's scriptural recitations, and then there's proxy writing. So Sri Rama Jayam is a mantra, Srirama, separate word, Jayam, Jayam. And that means like the victory of Rama. What does that have to do with Hanuman? Well, Lord Rama is the God-man who Hanuman protected and helped to kill the big demon Ravana at the time, way back when. And Rama was just like you and I. He didn't know, he didn't realize he had God consciousness. And he just went through life doing everything that everyone else does, getting educated, growing up, getting educated, getting married. And he's a soldier and he's got to go fight this world's worst demon. And finally he kills him. But Lord Hanuman helps him and his brother. And he loves Sita, Rama's wife. So Hanuman is so humble. And he's not proud at all, but he has tremendous valor and strength and courage, and he can do the impossible. But he doesn't speak. He's action, and he is doing the right thing at the right time. And he doesn't question anything, and he trusts in his abilities to do what he has come to do. So he says his power comes through his devotees, and his devotee is Lord Rama. So he becomes the devotee of Lord Rama, and Lord Rama empowers him. So he's always saying Rama, 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 or Sri Rama Jayam, meaning I need your power. You're so devoted to God. I need that power. That's how humble Lord Hanuman is. Even though he has all these powers, he is telling the human being, listen, you guys are so devoted to the gods, to the divine beings, and you're so devoted to this life that is such a struggle. Wow, you're amazing. So he teaches us, through the empowerment of that God consciousness inside of each and every one of us, we will have the blessings. We'll be aligned with these archetypes, these beings who are in different realms, and they're ready to come and help us, especially when it's their time. So Hanuman Jayanti is the time. So there's different power spots that maybe you can't go to because of COVID, and most temples, they don't take too many people in. So it's very difficult during these power times to go into temples and to honor the beings. So we have proxy, everything is done by proxy for us, and we can stay in our home wherever we are in the world. So the group rice pudding or individual rice pudding is done in Kerala, God's own country, awesome state in India. And then they have the butter offering. So butter is something that Lord Hanuman loves. And then we may not necessarily know how to do this, but the Vedic specialists do it on our behalf, and we feel the blessings. So the vadha is this savory dumpling donut, but it's a spicy one. So they make these garlands, these long necklaces of maybe 108 of these donut type vadhas, and it's called a mala, or a necklace, and it really, Lord Hanuman loves it. So it gets put onto the statue, and that will help you to get rid of Rahu affliction. So Rahu is the head of a snake, and we can inherit some challenges from our lineage, from our ancestors. And Rahu also is the energy that we need to develop in this lifetime. So wherever Rahu is placed in your chart, or maybe the transit of Rahu Ketu, as it just did for the past in the past month or so, it will be in a sign for I think Rahu's in Taurus, and then Ketu is in Scorpio, and then it will impact the chart depending on what your layout of your birth chart is in Vedic astrology. So You don't have to know all about that. You don't have to know a darn thing about it. You just have to know affliction means that's the problem I'm facing. So it's very sneaky, poisonous planetary influence. It's not a planet. And it impacts our mind. And it's associated with being the north node of the moon. So the moon represents the mind. And we can be very confused and make really bad decisions. So Rahu is never satisfied, so it will help us to get rid of greed and jealousy and things like, oh no, I'm not that. But you can see it, and you can't fool yourself. So and you can't even fool other people. But so he will help to just erase that with the Vadha offering, the garland, and then ghee lamp lighting at different power spots. And these are going to go on for like 3 months. And then this Papanasam is where you can get your sins removed, like really bad mistakes that you've done, or you think, oh my God, I can never atone for my sins or my mistakes. Well, you go to Papanasam, Hanuman's there, and you get your wishes fulfilled and get rid of these distressful, guilty, you don't know how to come out of these harms. There you can get relief from grievances. And then there's Panchamukha at Anjaneya is another name for Hanuman, is at Kumbakonam. So Kumbakonam is this place where there's like 1,000 temples in a very small area. I think it was only about 35 miles in circumference and a radius. And it is this place where it's just packed with all these really cool temples, meaning that they're supercharged and you don't really necessarily know about them. But Kumbakonam is a main temple, and it is a lot of rituals are going on, a lot of ceremonies are going on there. And so it's a big vortex of energy that radiates out. You touch your foot on the stones of the temple floor, and it's like, whoa, you go into a different headspace and you feel like you have gone to the place where these divine beings are and get your sins removed. So it fulfills your wishes, protects you from danger, evil forces, bestows intelligence and wealth and authority. You want to feel like you are the leader of your life. You don't even have to ask anybody. You just know, because you're getting the blessings of Lord Hanuman, and resolves health ailments. So these long-standing, what the heck, chronic issues, you can't come out of them. Even mental illness. You're not well. You feel like you're discouraged all the time, or you're just constantly complaining and you don't want to, because you have every reason to, and you can't believe that you're such an awesome person, but why do bad things keep happening? So Hanuman just will crush that. It's a karma, and you've inherited it. You brought it from lifetime to lifetime to find a way out. So this could be your way out if you have those kinds of hurdles or harms. So he does the impossible. So you can go on to Astroved Pillai Center and read through this. Even if you don't participate in the paid services, just read through it. If you could, though, the one service that I would recommend, it's highly recommended, is the rice pudding offering. So if you can do that one, your life will change. Definitely it will change. And things that you thought were impossible, the situations, relationships, your health, you will have a breakthrough in that. And you'll be like, what? How did that happen? Because you gave him what he loves. So there's a hydration puja with these sesame seed oil. Again, sesame is related to your ancestors. It's also related to Lord Saturn. You light a sesame oil lamp with you sprinkle black sesame seeds, and you give that to Lord. So you light it for Lord Saturn, and Lord Hanuman is very happy. So it mitigates Saturn and ancestral afflictions. Turmeric powder, it gives auspiciousness and good health. Dravya powder helps you to get negative thoughts, because we ratchet in it. Even if we think we have people around us and we think, hey, I'm pretty blessed, I have all these things, there's something inside of us that is just like, oh, why do I feel so yucky? Why don't I feel satisfied? Why am I always looking for the mistakes, or I'm hypercritical about myself or other people? So it helps you to crush all that. So the sandalwood paste is offered, and it eliminates fear, helps to resolve property related issues. So if you're looking to buy a house or sell a house, what a market, right? It's so uncertain. So Hanuman will do that. He will just, because he's associated with Mars too. And Mars is associated with anger and fighting. So if you have anger issues, you're tired of going to anger management, then get on the good side of Lord Hanuman, and he will help to cool off Lord Mars, that energy, that anger. You're so triggered so quickly. It's like putting oil on the fire or sparking up some gas. So blows everything up. So he will help you to do that. And Mars is also associated with real estate or property sales and so on. So offering the sandalwood paste is what they will do for you on your behalf to Lord Hanuman. And then it also gives milk. And milk is helps to grant peace and ward off scarcity consciousness. Beta leaf offering, it strengthens your relationships. So many people are saying, oh my God, my family relationships, my work relationships, I don't get along with anybody. I don't even get along with myself. I can't even stand myself. So that will shift for you. Like you can't believe it. It's impossible for it to happen. So if you have those kinds of problematic spousal relationship, bickering, fighting for no reason, and it's not about the toothpaste in the sink. It's really deep stuff like finances or kids or whatever it is, the in-laws, outlaws, and it's just gone on so long. Yeah, well, just crush it and you will invite prosperity into your life. Most people say, why am I not able to manifest? If you're surrounded by negativity and it's coming from within you and it's radiating out, you have no clue that is actually the process. What is going on inside of us, that's what we're manifesting outside. And you may not want to believe that, but that's what it is. So the karma is stored in the space all around us, inside of us, outside of us, in the heavens, in the Akash. Akash means space, in the ether. And so that's where the karma comes. And then it bombards us. And it comes up to, and where our brain says, oh, I'm going to grab that. And then we live it out. We think those thoughts and we do the actions, and then the consequences or the fabulous things happen. So more so than fabulous is the negative stuff that happens. And that's just starts with the thinking. Even if someone says, hey, you won the lotto, you go, oh, I can't believe it. It's, you're excited and everything, but something inside of you says, oh my God, I don't deserve this. Or someone's going to take it away. No, it couldn't be me. And so all that negativity is just going on without us even knowing. And we're absorbing that negativity as well. Just being a part of the human race right now. Well, it's not a race. There's nowhere to run or do anything because there's no winning or losing. But we're all experiencing this pandemic situation, and we can't get a way out of it. We don't see a way out, and nobody does. The government doesn't, the health organization doesn't, World Health Organization doesn't know a way out. Business, science, technology, nobody knows a way out yet. But here we have to go through this. So this is an impossible situation. It's across the globe. So all that conversation, who is sick and tired of COVID? Hello, me, you too, right? We're just it's tiring to even talk about it anymore, let alone to have to put the mask and everything else. And you need to do that. But it's like, God, where's our freedom? We don't have our freedom like we used to have. So once we get it, oh my gosh, are we ever going to be grateful? So Hanuman will help through these different offerings. So again, the butter offering helps you to fulfill your desire and gain this ability to achieve your goals. So there's different packages. You can read through it. So reading through it is going to give you the knowledge, and knowledge is going to fill you up. It's going to satisfy you intellectually and also spiritually and also energetically. even if you can't afford to participate. But if you can, do one thing. And if you just say, hey, I want to do this one thing, and the bank is, the balance in the bank is saying, not this month, maybe out of nowhere it will come, like it has for many of us. Out of nowhere comes almost the exact amount that is required to do these rituals. And so when that happens, then you know that is divine intervention. And then the divine will, it's up to you what you want to do with it. If you want to go pay your bills, that's fine. But if it's extra to paying your bills and it came out of nowhere, then it's a sign. Just saying. And lots of people have said that, oh, Sutrita, there was no way I could participate. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a check came in the mail, or someone gave me money that they had owed me, or my family decided to cut me in on the inheritance when they cut me out. So stuff like that happens. And immediately I say, okay, go do what you wanted to do for honoring these divine archetypes, because they're making it happen. So with that, we are now going to get into a state of receptivity where we can commune with this divine being. We want to have an experience. We don't want to just chant mantras and do some offerings. We want to feel, we want to know what that is like, to have a strong divine Wi-Fi connection where you're vibrating. Maybe you feel heat. Maybe you feel this tingling all over your body. Maybe you're totally blissed out. Maybe you feel like the energy of power and strength, and you're more upright, and you feel like, oh my God, did somebody just put a crown on my head? You feel that royalty consciousness, as I mentioned during this preview to what we're going to do next. So this is what Hanuman will do, is he will pump those thoughts into you, because we're grabbing onto karmic thoughts that are just very limited, and we only see what's in front of us, or we only live in the past. How do we come out of that? Yes, the past is great to learn from, but you don't have to drag it along with you. So he will lighten your load. You will drop that stuff. So super easy. So now we're going to do it. And with the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai, you're going to experience some upliftment, some regal, royal consciousness coming through. You might get clarity around a situation. You might feel more humble in your approach to everything that you're doing. All of a sudden, you'll have a vision of how you need to act. Maybe you need to put a filter on your mouth because you get into trouble. You're too direct. Maybe you will learn to be softer, or like Hanuman, you just zip. And then your energy is the intelligence, and people will be looking at you and saying, wow, you're so powerful, but you hardly say a thing. And you'll be like, hey, I like it. So not that you have to be quiet forever, but in the stillness and in that be still, be quiet, and know who? God. Know that you are God. We have to have that stillness, that peace, that peace. We'll feel the empowerment. Some people during the meditation or the chanting, I'm going to dim the lights, so we'll create an ambience. So they'll start to see the divine beings coming into the ghee lamps behind me. And then maybe, Dr. Pillai's image will start to talk to you, or you'll feel that you're connecting with this Panchamukha, this form of Hanuman. Also have a yantra, which is like a machine. It's sacred geometry on a square, a 3x3 inch square, metal square. And it has the ability, it's like a landing pad for Hanuman to come, and that radiates out. And our whole body from head to toe, all our cells are made of sacred geometry in our subtle body, our energy body. So you might start to have visions of that, or you have maybe afterwards, if it's late for you and you're going to go off to sleep, or you're going to go into a deeper meditation, you might be like seeing these visions of whoa, these geometrical forms, and then you feel energized, something gets turned on inside of you, and you feel like, oh, that's Lord Hanuman, and he will do the impossible for you. So just let go and enjoy this next part of tonight's session. So I'll just set the camera up and I'll go off to the side, and then I'll be guiding you all the way through. Again, we're going to make sure that the lights go down. And already we're creating some kind of fabulous experience. So we have to know what it is to live in the shadows or the dark, and then to see the light. So just bringing up a little bit closer here. And again, you might see images coming into these. These are the ghee lamps. This is a Saturn lamp. It's got black sesame seeds in it and sesame oil. And I'll show that when the light is on afterwards as well. So for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to energize these different images. And how we're going to do that is through a puja, or elementalization, as Dr. Pillai calls it. And we will ask Anisha to remove the obstacles. We'll set it up so that our internal guiding force, our chakra system, is going to get lit up. And we're going to experience a connection with our higher self, so that these divine beings say, hey, there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of light coming from those little sparkles here on the earth plane, and then that will wake up inside of us that connection to the divine. So some people might see colors, some people might see images. I'm just going to add a little more ghee because it's burning a lot in front of this Panchamukha. This is the third time I've filled it up since I set up the altar just an hour ago. All right, so you can be closing your eyes, or if you want to, you can keep it open. Just adding some sesame oil to the sesame seed lamp for honoring Lord Saturn. Gives you the ability to dump a lot of karma today. So knowingly or unknowingly, you're attracted to Powertime practice because it's on a Saturday. And whenever you do something spiritual on a Saturday, Lord Saturn gives you a lot of blessings, and you get to get rid of a lot of karma that is no longer serving you. So gazing forward, or you can be, Lord Hanuman is saying, yeah, okay, on with it, let's go. So with the snap, crackle, and pop of the lamp. So you can be gazing forward into these images and see what resonates with you. You don't have to be gazing at one only. It can be, moving to wherever intuitively you're drawn to. So this is a practice of being intuitive and trusting in that intuition, such that when you're in life, you're going to be knowing, boom, that's a divine way to think. It's a divine way to act and speak and so on. It's your gut feeling. So if you want to, you can be closing your eyes, and we'll set the stage internally for this elementalization process that we'll go through as well. So your eyes are closed. You're focusing on your pelvic region, and then go deep into the tailbone, the coccygeal area. And that's the point in which you can connect with the root chakra, or Mula Dhara. Mula star is also the star for Lord Hanuman, and Mula means root. So he gets to the root of your problems. That's how he can do the impossible, because nobody can get into the roots and get rid of those weeds, and then empower all the beautiful flowers, fruits or vegetables to grow instead of being choked out by negativity. So pour your attention now down your legs, even into the ground. We'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles, open up the lower chakras, the root center, the sex center, and the navel center. So that pelvic region, even into the belly, is Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now focus your attention on your backbone in your subtle body, your energy body, that corresponds with your backbone in your physical body. There's a ray of light that shoots up your spine and pierces all the energy centers or chakras that are aligned on the spine. And when they get activated, they release negative congested energies that are no longer serving you and then empowering you. So this ray of light shoots up your backbone, pierces the top of the skull, and goes into the space. We'll activate the chakras starting at the base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat. Clear the throat. Move up into the middle of the brain, the third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine and also the legs. Connect with the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move into the navel center, the belly. Fill it with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands. Fingers, set them on fire. She, 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 she. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or the prana, life force, the subtle air. Va, 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 va. Move up to the two eyes. Keep the eyeballs steady, still. Focus on the right and left brain. Connect with the ether or the Akash space. Ya, 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 ya. Now, imagine Dr. Pillai appearing before you in a form you're familiar with or a light. Merge with the radiation of spiritual energy, so spiritual transmission of light that diffuses your karma and also empowers you with spiritual knowledge, energy, intelligence, the ability to do what you want to do to change your destiny. Two beams of light enter your eyes, piercing your eyeballs, filling them with light. Two beams of light enter your eardrums, piercing them, lighting up the inside of your head, your brain, your face lights up. Two beams of light shoot up your nostrils. A beam of light enters the mouth, lights up the tip of the tongue, the middle of the tongue, the back of the tongue, even into the throat, at the back of the mouth. Light it up. A beam of light pierces your forehead, activates the pituitary, the pineal, the middle of the brain, the third eye. And finally, a beam of light pierces the top of the skull coming from above. Your brain lights up, the neurons fire. They light up. Bioelectricity is radiating through your whole body. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now, slowly open your eyes and be gazing towards the altar. And we're going to activate or energize these images here so that you can exchange the energy, bringing a stronger connection to Lord Ganesha, Dr. Pillai, and also Hanuman, Panchamukha. So we will offer something to eat, first of all, which is representing the earth element. So we have Ferrero Rocher chocolates, lovely. Christmas, you know, 'tis the season. So we're going to offer this to Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. We'll offer water to Ganesha as well. That's connecting to your navel. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. The next element is the element of fire. So we'll offer the ghee lamp. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Then the next element is the element air. And we will light the incense that represents the air element, and it also gets rid of the ego that edges God out. It marginalizes God. So we want to clear the space and clear the ego to receive the spiritual blessings. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Then the fifth element is the space or ether, the Akash, and that is represented by the flowers. So the flowers are like a text message that sends your prayers directly to the divine beings. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. So make a prayer to Ganesha to remove the obstacles inside of you. Get rid of any negativity that you've absorbed or that you've been ratcheting about. And then to remove the obstacles in your life. Now we'll repeat the process and we will offer to Dr. Pillai. Om Dram Dattatreya Siva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Siva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva 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 Baba Namaha. Make a prayer to Dr. Pillai to empower you to experience the energization coming through this simple offering, yet powerful offering. Now we'll go to Lord Hanuman. Jaya 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 Hanumantaya Namaha. Om 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 Jaya Jaya Hanumantaya Namaha 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 Om Jaya Jaya Hanumantaya Namaha. And you can be gazing towards the different images. Make a prayer to Ganesha, to Lord Hanuman, Dr. Pillai, to remove the obstacles in your life, to help you to feel empowered with courage, strength, the ability to feel royal or have that leadership energy awakened inside of you so you can lead your life with grace and ease and accomplish the impossible. Make a prayer for whatever it is that you want to manifest. Thank everyone for joining, creating this community of people who are committed to raising the consciousness through these different rituals, remedies, and so on offered by Dr. Pillai. Not only for the individual, but for the whole world. And then pray for those who need it the most, who really have impossible situations, that they have their needs met and then be able to experience divine intervention to bring them joy and happiness, which is every human being's birthright. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to the environment, peace to the world. Peace to the universe. And slowly, slowly come back to yourselves. For those of you who need to go, thanks for joining. And we'll see you when we see you next. I'll just adjust the camera. Welcome back, everyone. Or bye to those of you who need to go. So what we do here at Pillai Center Practice YouTube is we share our experiences on the chat. And I will read out your questions or share your messages that you've posted here. So Naveen is saying, help to give $1 a minute so it helps me and all the people. Wonderful. Sita is saying, namaste and good night. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I was connected to Dr. Pillai. Hanumanta Shiva Vishnu asked me to give money, time, love, body, soul, spiritual, divine blessings. People are saying, thank you so much. So hopefully you experience some energy coming through and then that getting activated inside of you. And certainly because we've done this here, it'll be recorded. So you're welcome to check this out on Lord Hanuman's birthday, which is going to be on the 12th of January, India Standard Time. So you can check on Pillai Center and Ashraved for the timings in your time zone for these offerings to be made. But anytime during that 24-hour period, depending on where you are in the world, you're going to start to feel this energy because it got activated inside of you today or during this session. Not by me, by Dr. Pillai and the divine beings, Ganesha and Lord Hanuman. So these pujas, they call them, or elementalizations, they're awakening the 5 elements inside of us. And then that is the energy that will be our guiding force. It's part of the cosmos. And that space energy is inside of us, and it's in a subtler form, activating the earth in the subtler energetic form, water, fire, air, and space, ether. So that gets activated inside of us, and it aligns our chakras, it aligns our energy, because our energy is all over the place, but we want to go straight up. That's why we bring our hands together in prayer. And we have these tremendous chakras in the palms of our hands. So when we bring our hands together, we're actually making that connection to that center of ourselves. So we get centered when we pray. Because generally speaking, when we close our eyes, it feels like some energy is over here, over there, it's up, it's down, it's all over the place. And then we bring in a mantra or our meditation or a ritual, and it makes us to feel enriched. Rituals make you to feel rich. They actually do, because that's the true wealth. You know, money can't buy joy or happiness or make miracles to happen. Money just does what money does. It's a currency. It flows in and out. If you keep it, it gets stuck. Your energy gets stuck. So it's not that you want to just keep money flowing and not ever save it, but you want to get into the essence of what prosperity consciousness is. And that's only felt by what's happening inside of you. So everybody's going to have their own experience of what that is, but you got to know yourself. And all the masters say it, know thyself. Who am I? So Hanuman will wake that up inside of you. He'll raise your self-esteem, not your ego-driven self-esteem or karmic-driven self-esteem. It's that consciousness that is just going to be strong and courageous and brave, and you're going to stick to your spiritual path, because a lot of us get discouraged, me included. And so we have those dark nights of our souls that all the saints have said as well, over, history has various accounts of it, if not lots, where, you think, oh my God, this person's a saint. But then they say, oh my God, I was just such a sinner. I would miss the mark. But then saints are sinners who never give up. So that's inspiring for us, because we don't even know what we are. We just need to find a way out of our problems. So the spiritual energy is going to enlighten you, enliven your body, your mind, your soul, your intelligence. And Lord Hanuman, because he doesn't say a word, and he has all these, you can see in the background, he's all these weapons in his hands. And he doesn't have to do anything. He is just there, present to whatever negative forces are knocking us out or making us to feel down and out or confused. So he will bring that intelligence and bring the opportunities towards you. And you'll just, whoa, how did that happen? So that's miracle consciousness. We prepare ourselves, but then we let go and let the God do it for us. Dubravka is saying here in Croatia, was earthquakes, still is. Please help us. Blessings, please bless my son for a good job and me, give security. Oh, that's awesome. And thank you so much, everybody, for being courageous. It takes courage to post your requests and prayers onto the chat. It may not seem like that because this is the place to do it. However, there are people who don't because they're too afraid. And they're too concerned about their, well, what if somebody sees it and then they have negative thoughts about, so we do this spin. I do it too. So it's something that is innate in us. We're afraid to really share and to express ourselves, to surrender it and trust that the divine is way more protective than what we could ever imagine. So how do we know we're growing spiritually or we're evolving? Is we have to test ourselves. We've got to test the water. What's my barrier now? So fear might be it, or, oh, I don't know, I don't want to do it. Doubt. You don't have faith or trust in the divine, and in the divine of everybody. It's not enough to evolve. We've got to get to that level where we see God in everyone, or the goddess in everyone, or nature, whatever you want to call this supernatural force. It's beyond human, it's superhuman. So we want to be able to see that twinkle in everybody's eye and just go, whoa, there's the divine. So we're asking for the blessings you ask, the Bible says, ask and you shall receive. If you don't ask, you won't get it. So a lot of us think that we are asking, but we're not. So ask people to help you. Even if you have to ask 1,000 times, like I did when I was sharing about my student loan experience, you got to keep asking. Because if you fail and fail and fail and fail, you're learning something. You're learning persistence, patience, perseverance. You're trusting that the divine is saying, you gotta go get this thing. Where else are you going to do it? So you can't just give up. So get up, soldier. That's what Lord Hanuman will do, is he will create that bravery and strength and tenacity to just go after what it is. And you'll feel so empowered. And it's like, whoa, where is this coming from? Because he's very strong. He's muscular. So you'll feel this, like this strength and upliftment. Carol is saying, when I open my eyes in the middle of the meditation, the lamps with the flames and statues seem to be larger and much closer. Beautiful resonance to chanting. Thank you, Sutrita. Oh, thank you, Carol. Awesome. So let's see here. I'm just scrolling. Millie is saying, or Miley is saying, hi, Sutrita, is there an order to follow for the elements, flowers, incense, water, and other offerings? So there's 5 elements and there's 5 offerings. So the first element is at the base of our spine. It's the earth element. Makes sense, right? It grounds us. So it's the lowest one. It's the root of who we are. So we can't be on a spiritual path and be too spaced out or too flighty, or we're just like, whoa, I don't even know what's going on. So the earth will really ground the spiritual energy or our experience of it. So earth item, that's the first item, and it's represented by a food offering. So we gave for our Rocher chocolates and also an apple. So you got the sweet and the healthy, because 'tis the season. So you offer something that represents the earth element. You focus on your lower chakras, the root, the 6th center, and then the navel, you get up into the belly, the navel chakra, the belly button is the landing, or X marks the spot. And so that's the second offering. And the second offering is coming from the earth. You need to water the earth to make something to grow. So the water is the next element, moving up your chakra system into the heart center and also down the arms and into the hands. We do everything with our hands. We're on fire. We're cooking, we're cleaning, we're typing, we're saying hello. We talk with our hands. So everything we do all throughout the day is we're on fire. We're fired up to do it. So the fire is our heart's desires, our burning desires. So that's the fire element. And then you offer the ghee lamp or a candle. If you don't have a candle, that's fine too. So, sorry, a ghee lamp. You can offer a candlelight. Then the next, you go up into the throat, the nostrils, and the mouth, and that's where the air element. So you offer the incense, which it clears the air. It also gets rid of your ego, which is the karma is stored in the throat. So it's all this karmic driven, blah, blah, blah. We can't ever take those words back that, I wish I would take those words back. Even if you don't speak them out loud, you speak them to yourself. And so you choke on them or you try and push it down. So this whole area needs to be like the wind. It needs to whoosh, just go away. So the incense is representing the air element. So that's the next one you offer. And then the final offering is to access the ether, the Akashic records. We've heard of that, right? It's everything that you've ever done in any lifetime, and you're pulling it down from the Akash. It's been recorded by your soul, and it says, when I come in this lifetime, I'm going to be doing this. And then you go, whoa, why did I want to do that? So that's the ether. That's the 5th element that makes up our the eyes and the brain, because whatever you see, the eyes are connected, and they send that information into the brain. It gets stored, and then you act it out. So that is accessing the ether, the Akash. So the 5 elements, work your way up the chakras. And then when we offer the element of space or ether, it's flower, the flowers. So the flower petals, even if you give a flower to someone, you say, here, have this flower. And they go, wow, that's so nice. And they're always like, it's touching for them, or they're really happy, and you don't even have to say anything. You can just go like this and wow, they're so beautiful. Thank you so much. So the flower is the divine text message goes straight up. So whatever you pray for, you're activating that text to go up, ping right away, because it gets in, it goes to the other side, or your WhatsApp or Insta or whatever. It's that fastest way of communicating with someone is the flower, and that represents the ether, the Akash. So it goes up into the space and erases the negativity in your life. So earth, water, fire, air, space, or ether, Akash. And those 5 elements represent the climbing up your subtle body. And then those energies radiate out into the space in your body, clearing it, because you've honored all of that, all those elements inside of you. And then you're offering it to the images. So with Dr. Pillai, having said all that, with Dr. Pillai, he will say no hard or fast rules. If you only have water, just offer water. Pretty much everyone can have access to water. So, you can offer something to eat, even if before you eat it, you offer it to the image of Lord Hanuman. So, at least you have a couple of these items to offer. And if you don't have anything, you don't have flowers, you can offer a fruit. So, so hopefully that answers your question in a very detailed way. So you're very, very welcome, Miley. That's what it is to remember. What do I offer? What's the order? Why am I doing it in that order? So it makes sense when you're doing these spiritual practices, because it's a spiritual science. You are the experiment. What happens when I offer the Ferrero Rochers or the apple? What happens when I offer inside of me? What happens when I offer the water? What's going on in that chakra? Nothing's going on. Geez, I better offer some more, or say the mantra more. And then the fire, and then the air, and then the space. So you're working your way up, and that's how you remember it. These are the 5 items that I offer. And then that will awaken that spiritual connection. You will align with the divine. You don't have to get in a rocket ship and go to the stars and the moon and the sun and so on. Pranava is saying here, I received Lord Hanuman's divine grace, even though I was multitasking while chanting. I'm so loved by God. Thank you, dear sister. I love you so much. Oh, that's sweet, Pranava. I'm sure that you were in the other call too. Walk with God. Hey, everybody. Whoa. Walk with God is an amazing start to 2021. Dr. Pillai initiated everyone. If you all of a sudden you decide I am going to do this, it's an evergreen course, meaning that it's going to be, you can access yesterday the initiation by Dr. Pillai, also the Fire Lab by Priest Premraja. Whoa, was awesome. And you can listen to it and watch it again and again and again, whenever you want throughout the whole year. So bang for buck, it is amazing. You're going to not learn about it, you're going to do it. So you're going to experience it through the grace and the blessings. It's an initiation. Anytime there's an initiation by Dr. Pillai, you want to do your best to get into it. And then depending on the level, so there's essential, there's enhanced and premier. And the enhanced and premier, they have more access to the chanting sessions. And then also there's going to be another Fire Lab, another initiation with Dr. Pillai. So go check out. And I think Rod is here posting the links to the things that we're talking about. So click on those links, you guys, and see if that resonates with you. But I was just saying to Pranav, she probably had both going on at the same time, because it is overlapping this power time practice time slot as well. So it's great to know that you're filling up. So people say, oh, I'm chanting mantras, why isn't it working out? Well, your whole body from head to toe, inside, outside, all around you, your karmic family, your karmic job, the people in your job, your karmic social life, all your karma in your lifetime needs to be cleansed. So chanting a mantra, yes, can help you, but you've got to build a new consciousness. So that's why when we do participate in these initiations, we're building that particular consciousness as it is right now in this time frame. Because Dr. Pillai is aligned with these divine beings, and he's saying, well, okay, I'll do this. And they're saying, you do this for the earth plane. This is what your people need to evolve. So it's such a mystery how we even got here. And many of us pinch me. How did I get here? Because I'm having this glorious life. I'm meeting people like all of you, whether that's in person or online or just through communicating through different platforms, social media, and so on. It's like, whoa, I know my family, my spiritual family, and I feel so blessed. How many of us can go through life, even just walking outside our front door and say, I feel so blessed. People will shoot you. No, it's not like that. They'll just be like, whoa, okay. They won't understand it, but everybody understands it here. So God bless everybody for participating across the board in building the consciousness that is going to change your karma every day. And you won't attract new karmas. You'll be protected from it. So it takes a little bit of time, but you have time in your life. So we always make time to do stuff that we say, God, what a waste of time. Your spiritual path will never, ever, ever be a waste of time. It's the best investment. So bombard yourself. Enjoy COVID. You're in lockdown. Do your spiritual stuff. It's easy. You don't have to say, oh, I got to go home and do my puja. You can just do it. So lots of people are saying thank you, which attitude of gratitude, best attitude to have. Happy New Year to Pillai Center. Panchamukha birthday or Hanuman Jayanti. I'm confused since I believe Jayanti is in April. Anyways, there are, just like in Christianity. So Sita is saying here, what birthday is Hanuman's birthday? Is it now or is it in April? It's kind of like in Christianity, Christmas for some people is December 25th. For others, it's in January. For others, it's some other time. So it's like, well, when was Jesus born? So when was Hanuman born? So it depends on the culture, the tradition, and it doesn't really matter because we're opening up to no time. We're getting into eternity because these are acts of God. They are forever. They are eternal. It's a no-brainer. You open the door, unlock the door, and you're there at the party. So it's whatever you calendar that you follow is the one. You can follow all of them. That's the beauty too. Is that it's like if you're a Christian or you're Hindu or you're you practice a Jewish tradition, or maybe you're a Muslim. So it doesn't matter with Dr. Pillai. He just wants you to do it all and absorb all that spiritual knowledge, wisdom that is being celebrated at that time. So it's not like my God is better than your God, or my religion is better than your religion, or I'm atheist and I believe I'm atheist. Well, you believe in something, so believe in that. Believing in that that's what it is. It is what it is. You are that. And how can you know what that is until you explore it? So it's not based, Dr. Pillai will pull the essence of every teaching that he has ever been exposed to. And he's studied it from head to toe, inside, outside, all through his lifetimes. And he comes again and again to awaken people like you and I into a new awareness that it's will help you to move through your life with more grace and ease. And it's kind of an adventure. If not, yes, indeed, it is an adventure. And you will just be feeling so fortunate. So fortune, luck, and grace come, and you just go, wow, I didn't even know that existed to that degree. Also, your ability to access different layers or levels of compassion inside of you, and compassion for the whole world. A lot of us are like, okay, I'm just going to stick to my own little life. And for some people, it's important at different points in time, but then you'll be like, what else is there to do? I'm still here. I'm still alive. So you will be having all this energy, and you'll want to do something with it. And then the divine will always be guiding you. So it is a great time of the year as well to get your journal out. I know a lot of people say, I don't know, journaling, blah, blah, blah. But then they start and they see, oh my goodness, have I ever evolved? Because as soon as you put it in writing, it's like, okay, done, next. So you're actually signing off your experience to yourself. You are your own experiment. So journaling will really give you a lot of insights. It will help you to see that you've progressed, because sometimes we're like, oh, what am I doing? I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know who I am anymore. We're having one of those, meltdown moments. And then we go to our journal and we go, whoa, but look who I used to be. What? Who am I now? I'm just having a little bit of a mosh pit of a mind game. And then you will just see, okay, I can move out of it. And you do. So it's actually something, journaling is something that is not only going to track your progress, it's going to give you that integrity. You're going to feel that, yes, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. You'll see yourself moving every step of the way with God. You're walking with God. You're awakening God consciousness inside of you. And he or she or it is actually doing it. We're just along for the show. So like some people were, or many people were sharing during mystery school this morning, is that I feel like all this stuff is going on, but I'm able to observe it and be aware and go really into it and not have it affect me. Who is doing that? So once you, join one of Dr. Pillai's courses, or you're going along and you're taking the different courses, who remembers any of it? But you do know that, wow, who was I back then? Who am I now? So how do you make rice pudding? You can Google it. You can Google how to make rice pudding for Lord Hanuman. It's different. It depends on your tradition, the culture. But I usually go online and ask, or I'll ask my friends, hey, how do you make the rice pudding? And they'll always say to me, well, I know you don't have the ingredients, so just make rice and put some milk or cream in it and give it to them, and put a little bit of sugar or honey. So you can do that. And then what you do is you offer it as part of the element, the food. And then you can just take a little bit or mix it in with other food. And then you bless the whole family. They don't even know. Or maybe they do. Wow, this is amazing. Yeah, it's because it's Hanuman's. So that's called prasad. You offer it to the divine being, and then they, after some time, you'll kind of intuitively know. You won't want to leave food on the altar for too long. So you intuitively know when you can eat it or give it to someone else to eat. So lots of warm welcomes from so many people from around the world. Great to see you here. And if I didn't answer your question or respond, please take a moment and copy and paste it into the chat below. Julieta is saying here, I feel so blessed to know you, Sujita. I feel blessed to know me too. I don't know who that is, because I'll just share with everybody what I always share is that I can't believe that, well, I can, but it's just one of those things where you just go, there's so much energy all the time. There's so much joy. There's so much knowledge or wisdom or knowingness that you're in the right place at the right time, you're thinking the right thoughts, even though you're being bombarded by all kinds of other thoughts. There is a God thought or a goddess thought, or there's some being there inside of you that's growing and it's expanding. You can call it your soul, you can call it whatever archetype comes in or whatever suits you. Maybe you just love Jesus or you love Allah. And you come and you do these spiritual techniques or chanting of the mantras, and it takes you into a whole new understanding of who your BFF is. So then oh my God, it's across the board. God's everywhere and in everyone. And that's the life. So I am always so pleasantly surprised when I can feel Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings coming into the space. My mouth is moving, but I don't have any script or anything. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I know on that deep, deep knowing, as Dr. Pillai says, how do you know, on what level do you know that these items got activated? On what level do you know the offering that you made was done perfectly, even though it was nowhere near the Sanskrit, according to a Sanskrit scholar or someone who has chanted mantras? They will just say, oh, bad. And you'll go, yeah, but I really felt it. And that's my little secret. Because you can have knowledge, academic knowledge or theoretical knowledge, but does that make you to be able to access the essence of your spiritual communion, your communication? No one can tell you yes, no, right, wrong. You know it. And then what happens? You're filled up and your whole life takes you into, whoa, that's a parallel life from 5 minutes ago, because who is this now? So it is the grace, the blessings, the ease that comes through Dr. Pillai's activation at each of our souls. Why else would we come here? Oh, how did we get here? And then we'll stop even asking those questions and say, hey, what's going on now? What's the adventuring going to be on now? So Nasa is saying, thank you, Suchita. Very beautiful every single time. I feel so fine. Awesome. Shushma is saying, yes, Suchita, I agree. Walk with God is OMB. I did get initiation today and I replayed and heard entirely different content. That's what happens when we replay. So we go to the initiation, we think, oh, I'm taking notes, I'm there, I'm present. And then we go and we watch the recording, the replay of it. We download the transcript because it's all transcribed, every word that Dr. Pillai has said during the webinar, during the meditations. And you're going, whoa, did I miss 95%? But I had a really good time in that 5%. And now you go deeper and deeper and deeper each time you do the practice. So some people, they are evolved such as, hey, it's a one time and they get that activated and it grows and expands and things start to shift. Other people study it, immerse themselves into it. They understand it more and more. I'm like you, Shushma, where I will look at it again and again. I'm like, whoa, it's not that I'm memorizing it because there's nobody to test you. There's no test. So you're not even testing yourself. What your experience is in this opening, the initiation is like the key that unlocks the door, and then you go into the room and it's endless. And that's the expansion that you want to experience, where in a lifetime, you wouldn't be able to study it. You just want to be with it. And then the grace and the blessings come from, hey, go read this. And you read words like, hey, pass the butter. And in Dr. Pillai's realm, it's like, oh, wow, I just gave butter to Hanuman. So you might hear pass the butter, but it was offer the butter to Lord Hanuman. So it butter him up. That's another thing that he loves too. So check out, even if you don't think, oh, I'm not going to participate in those paid services, go read about them, because you might just be able to do that. Even if you don't have a statue or a yantra or, any fabulous image, You can just go onto Ashurved, pull it up on your phone or your computer. That can be your image for your altar. You put a candle in front of it, offer a little bit of water, maybe an incense if you have it or not, or smudge stick. You give the different items. So offer the rice pudding, the butter, and you leave it there for, not too long. And then you don't have to eat it right away. You can put it in your fridge and eat it with your cooking, or, eat it, just take a little bit as a prasad, a blessed food. So it's pretty darn amazing when you read about it, and then you can do those things and you have an experience. So, Shashmita saying, oh my God. So walk with God. Oh my God. Exactly. Elizabeth is saying, so your teaching is so life-giving. Thank you and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. And that's what we want to feel. We want to feel the life force. The life force is the prana. When we hear pranayama, what is that? It's a breathing, but is it the breathing of holding your breath and blowing it out? No, you're going to get to that subtler state. That's the more the gross level to kind of center you. Because when we breathe deeply, we kind of get restful, peaceful, and then we can go deep into our meditation. But what is meditation? It's a stream of life, and we're tapping into that energy. And then it's like when you're a runner, or even if you're not exercising, because that doesn't resonate with you, maybe you get into a zone at your work or house cleaning, or you're talking on the phone, and all of a sudden it's such a fabulous conversation with your family member that you've never, ever had before in your life. And there's no way that you could think you would ever have that. And all of a sudden 2 hours go by and you had the most delightful, healing relationship conversation because you were in a zone. You were so logged on to some other higher intelligence that was coming from you, because it's your experience. So that's what it is to give life, is what the soul wants to do. It wants to shine and make you to shine and have an amazing experience being uplifted. Nesa is saying that the flower is falling off the Hanuman statue. Probably you could go back to the recording and then see it. And then when that happens, so Dr. Pillai has always said, we want to have a sign that, okay, the offering got given. So maybe, got accepted. You gave it. Obviously, you did the thing. But you didn't know, am I doing this right? No, I don't know. I'm not from that tradition, from that culture. It doesn't matter. You're here. And maybe in so many other lifetimes you were. So you had this memory, this skill set, if you will. And you just went and you did this thing to, sincerely, you're heartfelt, and then all of a sudden the flower drops, or the light flickers, or some, maybe the Ferrero Rocher falls off the shelf and you're going, how did that happen? So the divine is always trying to tell us, talk to us, to give us a sign that they accepted, and you pay attention, pay attention. This thing did it. What did it do? Well, just pay attention that it got done, and you bring more awareness to it, and then you're feeling excited about it, and then your life starts to unfold because you're ready for it. You're ready for that miracle. You're not just saying, oh, I wish I had a miracle. Oh, I don't know how to get a miracle. What do I pray to get a miracle? Oh my God, no, I'm doing it right. No, I'm doing it. We'll just, delete that. It's like, the divine is looking at us and saying, you guys are temper tantrum 2-year-olds. Now stop already so I can give you the thing. We really, really, really want it, but we can't have it because I don't know how to do it. Just stop. The divine will do it. So enjoy your path. Jane is saying here, I feel so much energy moving through my brain, into my brain. I'm feeling the chills. So that's what it is. There's your sign. That's your touchstone. So now I invite you, Jane, and everybody else. What are you thinking that you want to do? So this is the time, beginning of the year, journal and do your vision board. I don't know how to do a vision board. Go on to YouTube. There are 5-minute fabulous YouTube videos, less than 5 minutes, some of them. They're so great. All these different people. Let me show you how easy it is to do a vision board. And you get so many ideas and you get excited about what you want to manifest. Because if you don't see it or you can't conceive of it, you receiving it, you won't get it. It will be arm's length away all the time. It'll be just out of your reach. So make your vision board, whether that's going to be digital on your phone or on your computer or whatever, or you could have that. I do. So I've taken pictures of really cool places. You go on to Pinterest. They've got really great pins. And then you just keep them in your folders. Look at it. This is what my house looks like. This is what my healthy choices look like. This is what my money, my bank account looks like. This is what my investments are. This is what my family looks like. And you make pictures of people, have pictures of people who are in family gatherings or at events, and you're all getting together, you're getting along, everything is healed. You got to feel it. You got to see it. You got to know it. Just like before you buy your car, you got to get into it. You don't just say, hey, deliver my car. Well, I have done that once. And I was like, I hope the divine sends me a really good car. And they did. And the guy drove up. So it was awesome. That only happened once, though. And it was a fabulous car. I loved it. But after the lease, I had to give it up and got another one. But so that can, if you don't see yourself, if you don't experience yourself in it, and you don't putting that information into your eyes that are connected to your brain, and where the ophthalmic nerves or the optic nerves cross, that's where the pituitary and the pineal glands are. That's your third eye. So the eyes, the energy that comes from what you see, it pings the pituitary, it pings the pineal, it pings the third eye and says, this is what you want. Even if you don't, that's not a hope in hell that is ever going to happen. And it does. And you go, wow. But if you don't see it all the time, then, or if you don't write it, or maybe you have a mantra, you stick your mantras on that vision board. So you always see your mantras. I don't know what mantra to do. Oh, I got to log in. No, I'm too lazy. I don't want to log in. So you're seeing those mantras and you pop them onto your vision board, or you can have images of the gods or Jesus or whoever, Dr. Pillai, Ganesha, have those archetypal beings that represent this energy to go and get those things for you, because you don't know how you're going to do it. I'm a student. And when I was a student, I'm like, oh my God, there's no hope. Everybody's saying, no, 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 you don't qualify. No, no, no. And I'm like, oh my God, Dr. Pillai told me, do this thing, and it's not happening. I'm being rejected, rejected, rejected. And I kept seeing myself. I kept saying, it's going to happen. It's got to happen. And then you just let it go and go do the thing. And you're not all worried. All of a sudden, here you go, ma'am. Enjoy. Thank you. Bye. Before they say no. But once it's signed, it's so much fun. So you got to see yourself experiencing those things that you think, oh, I'd love to have that. You're not wishing and washing it away. You're not wishy-washy. You're seeing it. So put it in a place that you can see it. So if you Google it or YouTube, go on to YouTube, do a search and do vision boards. And there are some of the kids make awesome vision boards. And what you'll find, and what most of us do find, is by next year at this time, you look and you go, wow, I manifested everything and I don't really think about it, because you're seeing it all the time. So it's just manifesting. So try that out as well. Do that, put into action. And then what will happen is you will say, oh, I don't know what I want anymore. Good. Put another something up there that resonates with you. Get on Pinterest, because then they say, hey, you might be interested in this, because it's free. You might as well do it. That's what I did. I always avoided that. I don't know why I did, because some stupid force was coming in and saying, no, you don't have to do that. I'm so happy to do that, because it has these beautiful images. It's got inspiring quotes. I don't have to go look it up and remember who said what. they just say, hey, you might be interested in this. And it shows up in your inbox and you go, wow, I am. Thank you so much. And you start to get more clarity around what you want to create next. And so you're kind of building your life, or those different areas of your life. Every day it comes alive inside of you. And then you're not dreaming about it, you're doing it. So as you think, so shall you become. I can't say enough about it. I get so jazzed about vision boards. Can you tell? And I encourage you to do it. So kids, they are really inspiring when you go and watch their cute little how to create a vision board. Because if you have the wonder of a child, not the naivety, you're not naive, because that doesn't work. So but you have that creative energy that says, that's what I did when I was a kid. I used to look up in the clouds and I would see, whatever I'd see. And then I'd think, oh, I want to go do this thing. And then all of a sudden I'd get that cool bike with the banana seat and the handlebars. And then I had the cards and the spokes, and it was making noise. And, you just got into it and it manifested. How? Kids don't have money, but it would just come. So be like that, and you won't have time to be in a funky mood, because you're doing something to create and visualize that and put it in a place where you can see it all the time. And it doesn't have to be this huge thing. You can have multiple visions, or, make your little Post-it notes of your little cutouts or inspiring quotes, and with your mantra there, and square it away and have it at your mirror, have it on your car, your dash, your desk. Or it's in your wall and you're saying, what's that? And you pull it out and you go, oh my gosh, yes, I want that thing. Or, oh, been there, done that. It's already manifested. What's next? So, Shushma is saying, I didn't receive an email. I logged into Academy website and clicked on the link and posted it. So if you are not getting in any emails for any of the courses that you're taking, and you think, okay, I've looked everywhere in my inbox and my junk box, in promos or sometimes the emails will come in and then they'll get sorted into a folder, and you're just like, why would it be there? So if you are not receiving those emails, then get on the Facebook groups, because everybody will always say, hey, the call is here. Also log into Pillai Center Academy into your course, and then you can get access to the live call materials. The details are there. And then also the homework is there that comes into the emails. If you are in Walk with God and you're in the 30-day, I think it's enhanced and premier, or maybe it's only premier, you'll get 30 days of emails, and you're not receiving them, then you've got to send an email to office@PillaiCenter.com, and also, chat it up on Facebook and say, hey, what do I do here? And then the moderators will give you a heads up, or give you access to the person who can help you. So, and Nasa's saying, I love this hanging out. Is so much happiness. And it is. And, we're going well over the time that we usually do, but we've been in chanting groups. There's free chanting for those people who are new. And so we've missed our Powertime practices in the past few weeks. So it's always nice to kind of catch up and reconnect with everyone. And it is the beginning of the year, so we want to make sure that we're filling ourselves up with that inspiration coming from Dr. Pillai. Everybody's creating this space, or co-creating this space for the divine to come in. We may not understand it because it sounds like we're being entertained, but there's a lot more that's going on. Filling yourself up is something that is really important for you to do, to, hit the ground running. And, you feel very grounded, but you also feel inspired to move forward. You're not stuck. And that's what we love here at Powertime Practice, is time is going to go by, but what are you doing? How are you experiencing the time in your life? So God bless you all, everyone. Lots of emojis, beautiful flowers there from Tekraj. Shreem Brazi is a great mantra for those of you who are new or those of you who need to be reminded. Start your new year by building Shreem Brazi consciousness, which is heaven on earth in a nutshell. So God bless you all. We will see you when we see you next. Namaste.